here today at the Fairview Colony near Crossfield, Alberta, taking part in the stakeholder engagement session. This is our second session since 2014, and we're really focused today about animal welfare, the opportunities and the challenges that are facing our egg industry.
How do we advance animal welfare specific to eggs?
We're in this dilemma between the customer's always right, give the market what the market should dictate, right? That free world, market economy, but the customer's never seen a chicken. So we're in this pressure cooker of the people that actually know chickens that are in this room versus the people that are buying the eggs versus the critics that are putting the pressure. So there's all these pressure points, and if we just follow the trend lines, it doesn't mean it's right.
When it comes to these complex issues and trying to build trust within our food system, let alone going to the consumer, the value of bringing people together face to face, what do you think, going back and forth, two-way dialogue, it's really important. The whole supply chain is in the room. There's researchers and feed companies and farmers and retail food service. It's a really great mix together with the farmers. So there are a number of people here today who have never either ever been on a farm or definitely not on an egg farm, maybe not on a Hutterite colony, and definitely haven't seen a new enriched style barn before. So you can read a paper about different types of hen housing, but there's nothing more powerful than actually walking through, having the farmer explain why they chose this system, what's working well. You see the care they give to those birds and how well they look and how great the eggs are turning out. It's really powerful.
There's all kinds of different enriched housings where we talk to a few different producers.
I think the ability to see inside a really brand new enriched system was a great opportunity to learn more about that system and why some farmers are choosing that route.
Egg farmers in Canada have embraced moving away from conventional cages, and we know that they have the technology to provide a better quality of life for hens than the conventional cage was, from a behavioral standpoint at least. While cage-free housing does offer the opportunity for very good welfare, it also highly increases the risk for very poor welfare depending on how the system is designed and managed. So in that is just simply not the notion of cage-free is better, but that there have to be standards and there have to be outcomes measured to ensure that it actually is better.
Every farmer wants to do the best job with whatever type of housing system we have. But if we don't have a market for them, that means farms ultimately are going to go out of business.
We know that Retail Council of Canada has made an announcement that they're going cage-free in the next 10 years. We have a lot of producers that want to move to a cage-free system, but they can't because there is no market. And so we're scratching our heads as staff and board to try to figure out how to help those producers.
Our customers are making those statements based on pressures or perceived trends. However, the consumer isn't willing to pay for it today. And so when the rubber hits the road, the dollars are speaking in opposite to where those trends are going. And so I think at every level, there's confusion.
On a survey, they'll say, yes, we want to buy organic and free run, but when they're standing there, opening their wallet, making the decision, it's a large white egg is what they go for.
No decision for each individual producer is easy. We really are in very much of an unprecedented time of change and growth in our industry. The capital investments are substantial, and so we really need to make sure that producers are comfortable with the changes that they're making. We spend a lot of time providing information to them. We want them to be as informed as possible.
The cost of production associated with the change in housing system, in management, in labor, in resources, those costs have to be recuperated. They can't all just be expected to be borne by the farmer or borne by the processor or borne by the retailer. So there's going to have to be a sharing of those increased costs through the supply chain, and ultimately, if that is truly what the consumer is asking for, that willingness to pay needs to be there.
giving them more facts and more information and a degree in animal science like I have is not the solution when 93% of Canadians self-confess to know little or nothing. And that's not changing. There's no difference between rural and urban. It used to be, oh, the city people don't get it, the Toronto people don't get it. Now it's Canada doesn't get it. So teaching them about what we learned in the barn today is not going to change the equation. It's too huge. It's too big.
I'm very proud to work with egg farmers because they are proactive. We put forward a challenge to them about 8 years ago. We started talking about enriched cages. They thought we were off our rocker, let alone talking about going back to the days when you don't put them in cages. So we are working together, and Jerry is a great example of taking that knowledge and making it best for his farm. So there is that going on, and we don't communicate that well enough to our partners, and that's why it's great to have you here all today.
This information that is gleaned from your sharing together is going to go into the strategic planning process for Egg Farmers of Alberta to decide what success looks like in the future.
Thank you very much again for coming, for sharing, for being so open and honest with your comments. And thank you so much to Fairview Colony for hosting us.